We're looking here at two Stihl guide bars, and the difference being is the one here at the top is a rollomatic E standard, and the one at bottom is a rollomatic E super. Now, most of the saws I see have that top one because of, price. They're more affordable, cheaper to get a hold of, still a good bar. But what I'm going to do today is explain the differences between the two. Now, your top one, which is the E standard, and it seems like that's the most popular one that you see. But what this is what they call a laminated guide bar. It has 3 electronically welded plates that it's made up of, put together with. And this is a solid, one-piece bar right here. Sprocket nose is made in to the bar. And you can see here it's got the standard oil hole. And this is a 3/8. This is a 3/8 .050 20-inch bar. And these are all US built that I've seen. But yeah, this is 3 electronically welded plates. And the middle plate of the bar has been hollowed out. So what that does, it gives the bar lightweight, but still it has good strength. And most of the bars that I see on saws around here, that's what they are, is an E standard. But it's a really good bar. I've used that one right there for a lot of stuff, and it's always got the job done. It's always done fine. But it's a laminated guide bar made of 3 electronically welded plates, and it's hollowed out in the middle. Now, we move to the bottom one. This is a rollomatic. This is a brand new rollomatic E super. Now, this bar, compared to the other one, as you can see right here, this has an angled oil delivery hole. Now, that's something new they started on them here a few years ago. Supposed to help flow the oil more directly out of the saw to the bar without wasting as much, I guess is why they did that. But I can't tell that it's really any better than the standard one's straight hole. But this is the same kind of bar, 3/8 chain, 20-inch bar, .050 gauge. They're the same bar, except this one here is the E super. Now, the difference between this E super, all of these I've ever seen are German made. They all have a replaceable sprocket nose. And this bar is a solid piece of steel. There's no welds. It's a solid, rigid guide bar made out of a solid piece of steel with replaceable sprocket nose. Now, I think on guide bars that are, talking about the 3/8 anyway, I think on guide bars that are 16 to 20 inch, I think you can get the standard or the sprocket nose replaceable bar. But when you get above a 20-inch bar, all of them are the replaceable tip bars, which is the E super. And the E super, if you pick both bars up and fill them by hand, the E super is definitely a little heavier because it's a solid bar. It's not laminated bar. It's a solid piece of steel. And this is really made for, a lot of your high power professional saws. And I have 2 of my saws right now are equipped with the E super, but the rest of them have this regular rollomatic E bar, which is a really good bar. I've never had any issues out of one, but this one right here, a lot of people like it because it's a replaceable sprocket tip, but by the time the tip needs replacing on the bar, you're just pretty much going to have to buy a whole bar, because usually the whole bar is in need of replacement by the time you wear out a tip. But that tip's like probably $30 or over just for the tip, and the whole bar, well, you can buy a whole bar for around 50 or so. It is a more expensive bar, but it's a really good lasting bar. But no, that's just some of the differences between the two. But either bar is a good one to go with. But if you want to spend a little bit of extra cash, you can go with the E super, and it's a heavy duty, long lasting bar. But if you're not into that, then the E standard will work just fine. But no, they're just both really good bars there.